Hey,
Hey, what's up?
bienvenidos a una práctica de listening en inglés. Hoy vamos a estar dando un paseo por el parque y te voy a estar hablando en inglés como si fueras mi mejor amigo. Y no te preocupes si no entiendes todo. Mientras más practicas, más vas a entender. Cuéntame en los comentarios cuánto consigues entender. Y quédate hasta el final porque te voy a ir enseñando 15 frases que podrás usar en cualquier conversación. Let's go! This is the first time I'm walking at the park where I normally come with my dog. I just got back from a trip to Budapest.
So, how was it?
It was great. I can show you pics.
Oh, nice. Let's go for a walk.
Let's go. Budapest was honestly such a cool city. Actually, it's probably one of my favorites here in Europe so far. I was only there for a week, but I was traveling with a local friend, so he was showing me around all the best places. So I feel like I got a really local experience. Something that I learned is that Budapest is actually called Budapest because there's a river dividing the city. So one side is Buda, the other side is Pest. And they actually don't pronounce it Budapest, they pronounce it Budapest. Just a random fact for you. They had this bridge and it was awesome. Like the views were incredible the whole time. This whole like mountain and water landscape kind of reminded me of Rio a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, but the architecture was totally different from anything I've ever seen before. You see a mix of like really old buildings, like really ornate, decorated buildings with a lot of detail. The architecture was so cool.
How is
Also,
it different from here?
it's
actually?
super different from here.
Oh.
You can also see communist buildings, which was really interesting because of the whole history that they have, right? So you would see a lot of very plain buildings that look like boxes. And what's common also for communist architecture, at least in Hungary, is they'll be really, really simple buildings with people on them, like just a statue of a person on them to kind of represent for the people. So it's really interesting, that mix of architecture that they have. Ver vídeos es una excelente forma de mejorar tu listening, pero si realmente quieres hablar inglés, necesitas practicarlo. En nuestras clases aprenderás paso a paso el vocabulario, las habilidades, la gramática que necesitarás para tener conversaciones reales en inglés. Te dejo el enlace en la descripción. And the landscape was incredible, like that water and the mountains. On the second day, we went to the Citadela, a citadel there, and we had to like hike up this hill, and then you just see this incredible view. I can show you a picture. This incredible view of the whole city with like Buda on one side and Pest on one side, the river in the middle, and like all the bridges. I think they may have like 6 or 7 bridges, which is kind of similar to Seville actually. Seville has 2 sides of the city, and on one side you have like Triana, Los Remedios, and on the other side you have like Seville city center. And in the middle you have El Guadalquivir, this long river with a lot of bridges connecting both sides. So in that way, it kind of reminded me of Seville. The people were also very different and the food was very different too.
How are they different
The
to
people,
here? Yeah.
that's a good question. You know what? I had like a wrong idea.
Right.
When I went there, I thought that they were going to be, you know, the stereotype of Northern Europeans, like they're kind of
Cold
rude.
in a way.
Yeah, kind of cold, kind of rude. It's not true, actually. I found that Hungarians were extremely kind. They were really sweet.
Yeah.
You know what I felt? Here in Andalusia, at least, people are super open, extroverted. They talk a lot, you know, really loud, too, to be honest. And actually, Hungarians were not like that. They were like chill, they were very calm, kind of quiet, very direct.
Introverted?
A little bit more introverted, to be honest. A little bit more introverted. They were really sweet. They were funny, actually. There's an event that they do every year in Budapest where singers, like local singers, go on the street and they just give live performances. And then you have to go and scan a QR code and like rate their performance. And there was this guy that was actually doing super creative performances. When people would pass by walking, he would start making comments about them. So this guy passed by on a bike and he was saying things in Hungarian like, oh, can I buy your bike? I want to buy your bike. How much can you sell me your bike for? And the guy didn't even notice. He had no idea this guy was singing to him about his bike.
Improvisation.
Yeah, he was doing improv. He had an amazing voice. But it was really funny how he was interacting with the audience. But I feel like they were very creative. I took pictures of a lot of art around the city.
They're kind of artsy.
They're artsy. There's also like a lot of fairy tale, like folklore kind of stuff around the city. Like,
that looks amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's a lot of like fairy tale kind of culture with fairies and like princesses and castles. We went to a castle actually. Oh my gosh, that was the most beautiful place I've ever seen, like in my life. It was incredible.
That looks
And also
amazing.
the architecture was the colors. Like they would use these colorful tiles.
Oh.
And actually, it's kind of a funny thing that my friend was telling me that there actually was a lot of corruption in Hungary until recently. The president was in the government for 16 years. The
Oh,
president, and he wouldn't leave. So they just changed.
their elections, right?
Yeah, there are elections, but the same president would always win. He told me that actually the old president lived at this castle.
Whoa.
He literally made this castle his home. So you can understand how much corruption there was.
Right. But
And
now
now?
the new president lives there too?
No. Now this is a tourist attraction. They opened it up for tourists and like for the people, not
Right.
for the president to live there.
Right.
I've never seen anything like it before. It was really beautiful. And the art too, like if you go to little cafes, they have local artists.
Yeah.
We went to this awesome cafe where they had like a bunch of puppets. They had a bunch of puppets.
Whoa.
Yeah. ¿Te gustaría poder tener conversaciones así en inglés? Para eso te recomiendo practicar con tutores reales. Te dejo el enlace de mi academia de inglés en el enlace de mi descripción.
So, what was your favorite place or places?
There were so many places that were really cool. One of the places was the Opera House.
Oh.
And you can see there's like little paintings of angels all over, and it's like bathed in gold. It felt kind of Italian style, this opera house. It had angels and like blue and red and gold all over the ceiling. So that was extremely incredible. It was very decorated, very like complex and artistic. So I really loved the opera house. But I think that my favorite place was this hidden garden that was really awesome. It was a commune, like a communal place, where there was just a bunch of bars inside this hidden building. There was plants everywhere and lights everywhere. And again, it felt kind of like fairy tale because there was like gnomes and fairies and lights. And it has a really interesting history actually because this used to be like a Jewish communal area. This place is like a communal building. And every room is a bar, an independent bar.
A bar?
A bar.
Like an actual bar?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Or a restaurant where they serve some food, but it's like actually a bunch of bars. And each place kind of has their own vibe of like different decorations. It's very kind of alternative vibe.
Right.
I got an artisanal beer that was lime flavored.
Oh, wow.
So that was really awesome.
Right. Like the one here, like Clara?
Una clarita.
Right.
But it was like actually a beer with lime. It wasn't sweet,
Oh.
you know?
Right.
It was like sour lime.
Oh, wow.
So that was yummy. And there was
Right.
just cool people from all over the world in this place. And then at the end of the night, it turns into like a club. We were walking on the street and we had no idea that this place existed.
Right.
We were just walking, looking around, and I looked inside and I saw a bunch of plants.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's go in here and explore.
Yeah.
And then it's like you go into another world because
Wow.
it's like this community place.
Yeah.
And then at nighttime, it turned into a kind of club where people were dancing. It was really awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my favorite place
Right.
because I had never seen anything like it. When I was in Ecuador,
Right.
it kind of had a similar vibe to Ecuador to a city called Baños, because Baños has a lot of elves, a lot of plants, obviously, and like
Right.
trees and greenery, but it also has elf statues everywhere.
Wow.
And there's like this little garden where there's like, it's literally like a garden with a bunch of elves. And it reminded me of that.
And how was the food? Did you like try anything different?
Definitely. Hungarian food is super different from Spanish food. I think Hungarian food is heavier. It's more dense, which actually makes sense because it's kind of a colder country. You know what they eat a lot of too? They eat a lot of paprika and
Right.
everything, pepper. And they have this pepper that I had never seen before, but it's actually a white pepper.
White?
I have
I've
a
only ever
picture.
seen like red and green.
Red and green,
And
yellow.
Yeah, but that's it.
No, it's actually white. It's kind of like a yellow tint, but they call it a
Right. White pepper.
white pepper.
How does it taste like?
It tastes like a pepper, but like with less flavor, like more like water. It tastes like a pepper, but you know how red peppers are really strong?
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's very mild. And so they eat with every meal bread rolls.
Right.
They have a bunch of different bread rolls with cheese and sometimes stuffed with different things. They eat pepper with every meal.
With every meal.
Every meal, pretty much. Or every meal that I had pepper in it.
Right. It's like definitely colder than here in summer too.
Actually, it was really hot when I went.
Oh.
It was extremely hot. Like, I think it was 38 some days. So here it can get to 40. Actually, it was really
And
hot.
they would still eat that?
From what I saw. Also, I was staying with a friend, and his mom was preparing us traditional food. So I don't know if she just wanted us to try the typical foods, you know? They also have amazing desserts. Amazing. They have this thing that's kind of like a crepe with like a sweet cheese inside, like a curd with apricot, with like, oh my gosh, that was the best part. This is another thing that they eat too. It's called goulash. It's a very traditional Hungarian meal, and it's kind of like a stew with beef, with potato, and with paprika. And it was really yummy. Apart from the architecture, the food had to be like one of my favorite things. Also, my friend's mom was an amazing cook, so I got really lucky in that sense. Yeah, I got lucky because I had a cool experience. The food, man, oh my gosh, nothing like it.
Did you learn any new words? I'm curious.
I did. I learned a few. The first one I learned is kosonom. Kosonom means thank you. Siya, like S-I-Y-A.
Like, see you.
Yeah, kind of. It means like hi and bye.
Whoa.
Kind of like ciao in Italian. There's also finom. Finom means like delicious.
Right.
And then there's one more. Kivalo means excellent.
You said that word many times, right? Like delicious and
And
excellent.
all the time I was like, Kivalo, finom. Have you traveled recently or have you been to Budapest? Let me know where you went down in the comments. ¿Cuánto pudiste entender? Te leo abajo. Y si quieres aprender 50 frases con slang en inglés, ve este video de aquí. Bye.